ngayon, gagawa naman tayo ng mas mainam na design comparing to what we have done this part. But hindi tayo magsisimula from scratch. We're going to copy some free template that was created by Bootstrap. Documentation. Let's go to the version 3. And then, getting started. So at the bottom part, may makikita tayong mga template, sample template nila. So we can utilize this up naman. So let's say I want to use this one. Okay? Na-new tab ko lang para hindi siya mawala. So ito yung design. So I want to have this kind of design on my homepage. Then once I click other link, malalagay tayo sa registration at saka yung isa naman yung sa login. So all we need to do is to right click this one and view page source. Then all we need is to highlight all the code and copy. And pagdating dito, i-paste natin. Okay? So, yung ibang code na hindi natin kailangan, pwede natin i-delete yan. Kasi hindi naman natin kailangan at the moment. Delete lang muna natin yung iba. Ito, hindi ko alam kung saan ito gagamitin. Ito, hindi ko pa alam. So, just delete those things na hindi natin alam kung ano yung gamit niya. Okay. Yung iba, delete ko lang muna. Yung iba, delete ko lang muna for the meantime. But if you know where you can use it, then you can leave it there. So, copy natin yung code na to for the Bootstrap. Okay. And then, let me try to copy this one as well. Start na lang tayo sa title. Okay. Yan. And, baguhin ko lang yung pangalan dito sa H1. Yan. And remove na natin to. Ano yung magiging result niya if we're going to do that? Wait, there's something that... Okay, so we also need to copy this code pala for the security reason, just like I mentioned earlier. Okay, so we already have it there. Now, if we're going to check this one on our dito, yan. Implemented yung CSS but hindi siya katulad dito. So, ano yung kulang? Yung kulang pa natin is yung cover.css. Hindi pa natin na-implement. So, all we need to do is to click this one, copy this code, and let's create another file here. Simulat na sa Bootstrap. Okay lang yan. New file. Paste natin yung code nila. And cover.css. Yan. Then, close na natin yan. And iso-source natin siya dito. So, let me copy this code. And source na siya dito. And palitan lang natin to file name, which is cover. And once i-refresh natin to, yan. Meron na tayong instant template. Okay? So, ngayon naman, what if we want to change the color? So, I would like to give some advice regarding that part. Huwag nating i-directly edit yung code dito. Yung sa cover.css. What if we want to go back to its default? Mahirapan tayo ng pagbalik niyan. So, gagawin natin is we're going to have our custom CSS. So, gagawa tayo ng custom file. And we're going to name it whatever name you want. So, on my end, I'm going to name it as style.css. And then, we're going to source reference that file, of course, here after those default CSS files. So, nakalagay siya dito. And then, makikita siya dito. Okay? Now, after doing that, if we're going to check yung page natin, wala pang changes. But if we're going to click this one, if hindi siya mag-error, yun, blanco pa naman. But successful na yung pag-source reference natin sa ating custom CSS file. Okay? So the next thing na gagawin naman natin is to update. So, update the color of this particular page. What if, let's say we want to make it a lighter blue, something like that. So if you don't know what is the code for the lighter blue, all we need to do is to right click, inspect, then lalabas tong panel, then just click this one and look for the element na nag-generate ng color ng dark. Sabihin ito yung dark black, dark brown, or something like that, dark color. So I guess it is part of the body. So yun. So may kita natin dito sa baba na pwede natin i-change to. So may lalabas na parang color picker. We're going to click some of this part, then nag-change ang color. Ngayon, let's say I want about blue, and I want, let's say, a more darker or lighter. So it's up to you. Sabihin natin ganon. Okay ka na yan. You can copy this code to implement on your part of your style. So, but the thing that we're going to do is we're going to copy the entire code here. And that's the thing na ipipaste natin doon sa ating style.css. So, i-comment ko lang muna para makita natin yung difference. So, if we're going to refresh this one, of course, babalik siya sa default style niya. Kasi, what we have done here is just for temporary. So, if we want to make it permanent, yun ang gagawin natin. Ilalagay natin sa style natin. So, since nalagay na and na-save ko na, refresh natin to. Yan. So, na-implement na yung CSS natin. And if you want to change the color to something else, then we can do the same process pa rin. Okay? So, that's how we can manage yung mga kulay. Especially, we are not that knowledgeable pagdating sa mga different kind of styles ng kulay. Then, we can do the trick. Okay, guys? Okay. Now, let's try to implement these colors on the other part of our template. Not the color, but the whole process, the whole template nito. Ilagay natin sa ibang pages din. So, palitan ko lang itong registration. Save. Then, dito naman sa login. Yan. And then, let's try to access those pages. Sabihin natin registration. Okay. Then, dito naman is yung login. Yan. So, we successfully set up na yung template natin that we had copied on the part of the Bootstrap free template. Okay? Okay. Now, the next thing na gagawin naman natin is to manipulate on the part of the header. So, as you will notice, guys, if you're going to check this out, makita nyo, yung header dito until sa navigation bar is the same with the other pages. Yan. Pati dito sa footer. The only thing na magbabago lang talaga is yung part ng content. So, yung gagawin natin ngayon is we're going to separate yung header side at saka yung footer side. Okay? So, we're going to do what we call yung file inclusion na setup. We're going to separate the header at saka yung footer para if ever we want to change, sabihin natin yung title, we're not going to do it to all the pages na ginawa natin. Instead, we're going to manipulate those kind of things in a single file. So, we're going to do that something like this. So, let's try to look saan ba magsisimula yung nav until sa header. So, I think dito. So, i-cut ko na lang to. And then, on the part of our folder, account folder, gagawa tayo ng panibagong file and we're going to save it as header.php. So, it's up to you what kind of name. Nasanay lang ako ng ganun. Then, hanapin naman natin yung footer. So, footer, pababa dito. Cut, and paste natin yan. Footer.php. Okay? So, if we're going to visit the homepage, ano yung makikita natin? Visit tayo ng homepage. Yan. So, nabalik siya sa dati. If we're going to view page source, wala na yung header, wala na yung footer na code. So, para may balik yan, all we need to do is go back to our controller file and copy this one. And ilalagay natin dito yung header.php. And dito naman sa baba is yung footer.php. And refresh. Yan. We're going to click view page source. Yan. Ibalik na natin yung header code at saka sa part ng footer code. Okay? So let's try to implement it as well on the other part of the file. So let me just copy this code lang muna para madali. Copy, paste, and then palitan natin to ng registration. Save, and then ito naman, plugin. So let's try to check it out. Account, registration. So hindi pa siya implemented. Same thing with the plugin. Okay? So same process nung ginawa natin dito. All we need to do is to set up yung header tsaka footer. So copy paste ko yung entire code. Then palitan ko lang yung main content. I mean, hindi kasali yung header. Okay, yan. Then dito naman sa isa, same process. Sorry, wala na palang index.php. Yan ba? Let's remove that one. And refresh. Yan. Okay na. Then, yan. Okay? So, that's how it works. Okay. The next thing naman na gagawin natin is to set up the links. So, dito, I want this the home. Dito, yung registration. Ito naman yung login. So, all we need to do is to go to the header file. So, isa lang yung imamanipulate natin. So, home, registration, then login. Then, let's try to refresh. Okay. Now, let's set up the actual link. So, dito, we're going to echo using the site URL helper. So, since I'm manipulating a link, I'm going to use yung site URL. But if I'm manipulating yung mga source reference, kagaya dito, I'm using yung base URL. Okay? So, dito, start, since homepage, ganito lang yan. Dito naman sa registration, I'm going to start with the controller, which is yung account. Then, after that, yung method, registration. Then, dito naman is yung login. Okay? Okay, so let's refresh and click this one, homepage, click this one, registration, and click this one. That's the login. Now, let's try to update the other part of the content para at least maging dedicated na siya sa website natin. So, let's say yung cover dito, I want to change this to the actual name ng project natin. So, you can name it anything you want. But for my demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this name. Then, for my home page, home, content, balik tayo sa index. Ito. So, sabihin natin ganon. Tapos, gawa tayo ng sort of content. Welcome to our profile management system. Sabihin natin share to us your profile information. So it's up to you guys ano yung mga statement na ilalagay nyo dyan. Wala namang yan restriction. Just for demonstration purposes. Okay, yan. Sabihin ko na lang, hi everyone. Para maiba naman, nagkakaroon ng redundancy. Hi everyone, welcome to our profile management system. Share to us, us not use, share to us your profile information. So, ganun. Kung gusto nyong dagdagan, okay lang. So, dito naman, yung button na to, gawin natin tong register now. Okay? Then, of course, dito, gagamit tayo ng site URL na it would link to the registration page. So, account, registration. Save. Then, refresh. Okay. So, if we're trying to click test 1, dapat mapunta siya sa registration page. Ito na yun. Okay. So, homepage. Hi everyone. Welcome to our profile management system. Share to us your profile information. Register now. Then yung footer, palitan din natin. Punta na sa footer. Sabihin natin profile management system at copy 2021. Yan. Okay? Okay, so ngayon, the next thing gagawin natin, once mapunta siya sa registration page, dapat mayroon ditong parang registration form. Same also with the login, mayroong login form. So, gagawin natin is we're going to copy some codes in the part of Bootstrap. Meron silang form na available dito, mga template forms. Not template, but mga forms that already have a design. So, kagaya nito. They already have the form. So, we're trying to copy this one and paste it in our registration part. Let me try to remove the other code there na hindi ko naman kailangan. And paste natin to dito. Yung magiging design niya will be something like login naman to. Yan. So, kung gusto ko, maglalagay ako muna ng panel para mas mainam siyang tingnan. Ano yung sinasabing panel? Yung panel, makikita natin sa part ng documentation na to sa components. Tama ba? Component. Panel. Ito. So, ito yung panel. Parang ganito. So, all we need to do is to copy that code. Let's copy this code. And paste muna natin dito. I also need a footer. Okay. So, if we're going to check it out, ano yung makakalabasan nito? Yan, parang ganun. Okay. So, yung gagawin natin is, I'm going to copy this entire code here and place it on the body part. Okay. So, indent lang natin para at least maging readable siya. And then dito, I would like to remove this one. And then yung button naman, ilalagay ko sa footer part. Tapos, yung form closing is sa baba. So, indent ko lang. Mas mainam to kung naka-indent ng maayos. And yung panel, closing, parang may kulang. Pwede sila. Okay. Yung intention dito. Kasi mas mainam yung code natin is readable para hindi tayo malito. We're trying to read the code. Yan, kahit ganun lang. So, yung iba, hindi ko kailangan, kagaya ng checkbox. Yung file upload, di ko rin kailangan. Okay? So, try to check it out muna. Okay? So, I'm also want to remove this label. I'm going to use text. I'm going to use email. Remove lang muna natin yung ID. Then, placeholder will be, sabihin natin yung first name. Tapos, maglalagay tayo ng pangalan ng input kasi we're going to use this once we already submitted the form and plan to save it into the database. So, ilalagay ko yung F name. So, let me just copy this one. And dito naman yung, sabihin natin yung middle name. Tapos, yung dito is M name. Dito naman is yung last name, yung L name. Then, kung merong suffix, yung junior, senior, so yung usual na ginagamit kong name is X name, parang extension name. Then, I also need a username. Okay. Then, I also need a password. So, this will be password yung name niya. Tsaka dito naman is yung password yung placeholder niya. Same yung type. Pero dito is this is confirm password. And then, dito, confirm password. Okay, dito naman, yung gagamitin natin is not a button. We're going to utilize yung input type submit. Kasi mas sanay ako dito sa input type submit. Yung name niya is also submit. Yung value niya is save. And then yung CSS, let me try to copy this one. Ano yung magiging result niya. Save natin yan. And let's try to check out the form. Yan. So, gusto kong maging full yung button at iba yung kulay. So, all I need to do is to btn block and then gusto kong palakihin ng bagya, btn LG. And then, yung kulay niya, gusto kong palitan na parang orange, parang yellow, parang warning. Save, and then let's try to refresh. Yan. So, we already have now yung registration form. Okay, we have the first name, yung last name, middle name, last name, suffix name. This is, suffix name is optional. Lagyan natin ng optional. Yung iba parang required. Yan. Username, password is confirmed password. Now, on the part naman ng login, kailangan yung makikita is yung login form. So, let me try to copy this code and go to the login. Okay. And change a little bit yung mga code na hindi natin kailangan. Kagaya nito. So, ititira lang natin yung username at saka password. And dito, the submit will be login. Then, papalitan ko yung kulay into green or yung success colors pagdating sa Bootstrap. and refresh. Yan. So, yung gusto kong mangyari dito is, gusto kong mas maliit siya. Parang naka-center lang siya. So, I can utilize yung grid system ng Bootstrap. So, I go to class. Start tayo sa row. Then, another grid system. Which is to call MD8. Sabihin natin ganon. Then, let's copy this code and paste it. Kulang. Here. Okay. Yan. So, next is I want it to be center. So, merong sinasabing pupush natin or offset. Call MD offset by 2. So, para siyang matutulak ng bahagya ng 2 columns. Yan. So, center na siya. So, let's say we want to make it bigger. If we want to make bigger input, then we can manipulate it through the class. Sabihin natin input-lg. Refresh. Yan. Okay? So, okay na yung login natin. Okay na rin yung registration natin. At saka, okay na rin yung homepage natin. Okay? Register now. Yan. Okay?